السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وأسلم على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. أما بعد. أحباب المصطفى عليه الصلاة والسلام, we continue with our halaqah on Sunday mornings, and we are talking about khuluqul Muslim. We're talking about the behavior of the Muslim. And this morning, inshallah, we promised you guys that we're going to talk about controlling one's anger. And this is linked to the fact that last week we spoke about al-hikmah and how al-hikmah is related to the name of Allah, al-halim. Allah is al-halim. And we said that to have this quality of hilm in your life means that a person has wisdom and is able to control their anger. And we said these two things are closely linked to each other. Let's look at controlling one's anger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-halim. What does this mean? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who delays His punishment, who delays His anger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is al-halim. He is the one who delays His anger and His punishment. Think about this. You and I, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us when we do something wrong or we miss doing something that Allah asked us to do. Does Allah punish us right away? The non-believer, when they disbelieve in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, does Allah destroy them right away? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has the ability to control and to hold back His anger. That is why He is al-halim. For me and you who believe in Allah and His Messenger, Allah withholds His anger and gives us a chance. Maybe we will repent. Maybe we will change our habit. Maybe we will do better next time. And this ability of Allah to control and to withhold His punishment and to control His anger, it lasts for years and years, sometimes until we leave from this dunya, until we go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you die without having to benefit and without taking advantage of the fact that Allah postponed your punishment, and you never took advantage and you never changed your habit, you never sought forgiveness, then this is your loss. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. The same way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala delays our punishment and He withholds His anger from us, you and I are taught to exercise and to develop this quality of al-hilm in our life. What does that mean? That means that we should be able to delay the effect of our anger. We should be able to delay and postpone, blowing up on other people. It's very, very important. Let's go through the topic, inshallah, and see what we can learn. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Qur'an about Himself that He knows what is in our hearts, yet He is still Halim, He is still Ghafoor, He is still forgiving, and He is still willing to postpone the punishment. Think about that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows what's in our hearts. Before you do the evil, He knows what you're thinking about. Even in that circumstance, Allah is still willing to delay the punishment, and perhaps you may seek His forgiveness so He may forgive you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised Ibrahim alayhi salam when He said that Ibrahim alayhi salam is لَحَلِيمٌ أَوَّاهٌ مُنِيبٌ. Ibrahim alayhi salam is Halim. He has this quality. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala appreciated that from him. And we said that this quality of al-hilm is to control one's anger and delay the effect and the consequence of becoming angry. Just as an incentive for me and you, in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah linked entering into Jannah to controlling one's anger. Allah linked entering into Jannah to controlling one's anger. What do I mean? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Ali Imran, وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ. Allah said that Jannah is as wide as the heavens and the earth. It has been prepared for the muttaqeen. Who are they? Among their qualities, the muttaqeen have, among the qualities that the muttaqeen have who will enter into Jannah is they are able to control their anger. Fun fact, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that they are كَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظِ. They restrain غَيْظ. There is another word in the Arabic language which is غضب. غضب also means anger. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say that they restrain their ghadab. Allah said they restrain their ghayth. What is the difference between these two words? And the linguists of the Arabic language, they explain that al-ghadab is when anger is visible. Ghayth is the feeling of anger. You know, when you start to become angry, you start to become annoyed, you start to become frustrated. First, it's a feeling. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is promising those who enter into Jannah are going to be those people who, when the feeling of anger starts coming, they're able to control it and hold it back. The next level after that is ghadab, which is now I'm angry and you can see the anger in my words and my hands, etc., etc. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us a hint that those people who enter into Jannah, they will have the ability not only to control their hands and their tongue, but when they see the feelings of anger start to develop, that's when they're able to rein it in and, pump the brakes and control themselves. There is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ where he mentions the best thing that the child of Adam, the son or daughter of Adam, can swallow is their own anger. Prophet ﷺ said, the best thing that a son or daughter of Adam can swallow is to swallow their own anger, meaning to contain and to keep within yourself your own anger. Remember what we said last week, that in order to act wisely, to do the right thing, you need to be able to control your anger. There is no other way. There's no way I'm going to say a word of wisdom or act in a wise way if I'm unable to control my anger. Anger has the ability to cloud judgment, to force us to make rash decisions, to act inappropriately. Then this has to be controlled if we are to act in a wise and rational way. It's not the case, and it's not possible for us to suggest that we will never become angry, right? All of us watching online, all of the brothers and sisters who are here in the masjid with me, have become angry at some point in our life. I always like to say Islam is realistic, not idealistic. What do I mean by that? Islam deals with real situations. Islam promotes real life experiences. Islam is not a group of or a package of ideals that are imaginary, fairy tale, that nobody can live up to. The religion of Islam and the teachings of the Nabi ﷺ are achievable and they are attainable. Human beings have done it and we can do it, but it takes the right attitude and the right mindset. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never commanded us not to be angry. Believe it or not, the Prophet ﷺ never said, it's haram to get angry. However, it is my job and it is your job to be in control of ourselves when we are angry, to have the ability to limit the effect of our anger. The Prophet ﷺ himself used to become angry. He used to become angry, meaning things bothered him, things frustrated him, things annoyed him, but he never acted out of anger. And this is the difference. There is a beautiful hadith where a companion of the Prophet ﷺ, he said that I noticed the smile on the face of the Prophet ﷺ was a smile that he did when he was angry. Think about that for 1 second. The Sahabi is saying, I noticed the Prophet ﷺ was not happy and he was upset. The way I noticed was there's a specific smile that he has. It's the smile when he's not happy, the smile when he's angry. It's not the regular smile when he's happy. In our time, let's get practical and deal with the world around us. You have some of the weirdest ideas that you can imagine being promoted and propagated, and people think it's healthy. So somebody says, no, 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 I cannot have a smile if I'm angry because I don't want to be fake. So instead of not being fake, you will blow up, you will offend your parents, you will offend your brother, you will hurt the feelings of your sister, and you will do all of this under the umbrella of, I'm not being fake. I'm being real, I'm being honest. Habibi, being honest and having good character doesn't mean hurting the feelings of others. Doesn't mean offending others. It doesn't mean blowing up on others. The Prophet ﷺ was not being fake with his companion ﷺ. He was controlling his anger. Just look at it differently. Turn the picture the other way and look from a different angle. It's not that you have to be fake with other people, but help yourself and help them to not suffer from the consequence of your own anger. If it means that you have to force yourself to have half a smile so that you can swallow the uncomfortable, reality, to swallow that terrible comment that somebody said, just find a way in that moment to get out of that situation and move on. And the Prophet ﷺ had that ability. If you study the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, there are many examples of things that he was not happy with, things that he was not okay with. But there's not a single example where the Prophet ﷺ misbehaved or acted in an irresponsible or an irrational way because he was angry. Sometimes people justify their poor behavior by saying, I was angry. Yeah, obviously you were angry. Why else would you have acted like a crazy person? Right? May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. The brother, ruins his family, divorces his wife, and then comes to the Imam to say, is there a way you can do something? Can we fix it? And you ask him, what happened? He says, oh, I was angry. Yeah, obviously you were angry. That's why you divorced your wife and you're here crying today. Can you control your anger next time? Is that an option? Can we work on that? Then this is something that we have to keep in mind. The Sharia never, dismissed our feelings of anger. But we should have willingness, right, to work towards being able to control the effect of our anger. It's something that we should all take very seriously. Somebody might say, but I'm an angry person. And by nature, I'm somebody who's short-tempered. Again, we understand that fully. All of us, our makeup as human beings is unique. Allah made us all individually in a unique way. Some people have more patience than others. Some have less patience. Some get angry easily. Some, you never find them annoyed or frustrated or angry. It's their nature. Some people are easygoing to that level that things don't bother them. Other people, the fuse is very short. Anything and a spark can happen. So what is it that we're supposed to do? What all of us have to do is to work on improving ourselves, to know the yardstick, the measurement, which is the example of the Prophet ﷺ, and to continuously try to improve and try to get better. The beauty about our makeup as human beings is nobody is perfect. I may have to work on controlling my anger because that's where I have limited ability. My tolerance for things that make me angry is like this. So I have to work to increase that tolerance day by day, week by week, month by month. Every time I have to remind myself and I have to train myself to control my anger. But maybe from a different perspective, I'm somebody who is willing to spend for the sake of Allah. That's something I don't struggle with. If somebody needs help, if the masjid needs help, you'll find me ready to put my money. Then I may be lacking in something, but in another department, I have some strength. And the other brother on the other side is very calm, very patient, very polite, never angry, never frustrated, mashallah. But ask him for $5 to buy something for some people who need something, he will ask you for the expenditure report. Please explain to me why you need $5. They need all the $5, like they need the whole bill. Will they accept the tuni? and the whole discussion happens. Why? Because in that department, he has some training that needs to be done. His heart is not soft enough to that level that he can actually be willing to go out of his way to help somebody else. But somebody bothering him doesn't bother him at all. Somebody says something to him has no effect on him. Generosity, though, needs some improvement. Then all of us are like this. It's not an excuse for somebody to say, I was made like that. Yes, Allah made all of us in a unique, different way. And subhanAllah, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all to that which is best for us. All of us were born illiterate. No? Does anybody say, I was born like that, so I stayed like that? So then why, when it comes to our characteristics and our behaviors, do we like to play that card? All of us were born broke. Did anybody expect or accept to stay like that? Did anybody accept to stay poor his whole life? Right? Will anybody accept that? Nobody will accept that. Only when it comes to my behavior, I'm an angry person, Allah made me that way. I'm a stingy person, Allah made me that way. I'm a frank person, I'm a very honest person, which is a nice cover-up for saying I'm a rude person, Allah made me that way. Right? In the same way we work to improve ourselves in education and finance and everything, let's work to improve ourselves when it comes to our akhlaq and when it comes to our character. Just the silver lining here for those of us who struggle with controlling our anger. Obviously, the reward is based on the level of difficulty. So if I'm somebody who is struggling to control my anger and it's very difficult and I have to remind myself over and over again, my reward for controlling my anger is going to be more in the eyes of Allah than the person who it comes naturally for him. He's not even irritated to begin with. Then you can look at it from that perspective as well, that every effort that you make to control your anger, inshallah, is rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A question comes and we'll conclude this inshallah, which is what to do if you become angry. What to do if you become angry. A couple of things I want to mention. Number one, the Prophet ﷺ said anger is from shaitan and shaitan is from the fire. So if you are angry, then make wudu. Make wudu. Try to, cool down, calm down. From among the things that the Prophet ﷺ taught us about controlling our anger is, if you are standing and you're in an argument or you become angry, sit down. And if you're sitting down, then lay down. Try to, reduce the chances of something blowing up in front of the people around you, in front of your family, in front of your brothers, your sisters, whatever. If you're standing, sit down. If you're sitting down, lay down. Try to reduce the chances for a spark to be caused. Learn to identify the triggers within you, the signs within you that you are going to become angry. Like, inshallah, I hope all of us are at the level where we know what makes us angry, right? Unless shaitan is in full control and he's the one holding the rope, I know when I'm about to become angry. The chances that I may say something wrong or something that is not appropriate when I become angry, usually I know it's coming few minutes beforehand. It doesn't all of a sudden, in the split of a second, all of a sudden you blow up and you start speaking in a very angry, very rude way. Usually there's a few minutes of build-up that, okay, I know I'm going to end up becoming angry. This person is really pushing it. I know where this is going to go. Then learn to identify your own triggers. Learn to identify your own, symptoms, if you'd like. That, okay, I start feeling and I know that I'm about to become extremely angry. And what to do when you know that information? Then continue the argument, continue the fight. Maybe that's one way. No, of course it's not. Once you realize that there are triggers of anger around you, move away from the situation. Move away from the situation, right? Leave that situation that is going to cause you to become angry to a level that you may regret later on. Leave it and move away from it. Something that is very important to note about being in an angry state is don't speak or react. Try not to speak or react while you are angry. High chances are you'll say something that you'll regret. This, unfortunately, again, there's some culture or some practice around us that we have to tackle our feelings and tackle our problems right away. I'm not suggesting to delay our problems, but I am saying that if I am overwhelmed with anger and I am raging and you know I don't feel like I am in control of my emotions and my feelings in this moment, this is not the time to pull out my phone to start texting somebody about how angry I am. Sometimes, we confuse ourselves and we mistakenly think that this is a logical course of action. Wallahi, it's not. It makes absolutely no sense. While you are angry is not the time to communicate with someone. It's different if you are in front of someone and you have to find a way to excuse yourself, you should. But imagine if I get some news about somebody and it makes me so angry. Don't pick up the phone and call him. What do you expect will happen? Don't start typing a text message to send to him. What do you expect will happen? You think it will be full of kindness and love and respect while you're in that state of anger? Then delay reacting or delay speaking while in a state of anger till a moment when you are in a calmer state. Maybe make wudu first, maybe sit down first, maybe pray 2 rak'ah first, maybe move out of that room, go somewhere else altogether first. Allow your mind an opportunity to refresh and to reset before you engage and you communicate with that person. Something for us to all think about is that an overwhelming level of anger has health side effects, right? If you are somebody who becomes extremely angry and you are not able to manage your emotions and control that, eventually, you can have high blood pressure, you can have all kinds of other issues that you would suffer from. In saying all of this, we're not suggesting that the Muslim is oblivious to the challenges and to the problems that face them, but rather that the Muslim know how to manage their emotions. Wisdom, hikmah, right? Alhamdulillah, we had a very good exercise yesterday about how to control our anger and how to help each other control our anger. This is, the kind of thing that we expect for ourselves and for others. It's normal that I will become angry, but am I going to act in an angry fashion? Am I going to speak in an angry manner? Or am I going to try to calm down? Hopefully the people around me can help to calm me down. If I see other people around me becoming angry, hopefully I can help them to calm down as well. We need to develop that type of environment, that type of culture around us where we are able to express that this is bothering me, I don't agree with this is disturbing me, this offended me or hurt my feelings. But we can do all of this without fully blowing up and facing the social consequences, health consequences, emotional consequences, and eventually everybody is left in a miserable condition. Because being angry and dealing with each other with anger, unfortunately, it doesn't have much benefits. It doesn't have much benefits. What is the benefit? Who benefits? The angry person, when the anger is gone, feels bad. The person who received the anger, feelings are hurt. The people who are watching the anger being exchanged, they feel like, oh wow, what happened here? And maybe they are scared even to put themselves in that situation again. Then when you calculate it, anger is of no benefit to any of the parties. Then, inshallah, what we're going to do as we conclude this discussion is we're going to put, inshallah, every effort to use some hikmah, to use some wisdom, and understand that it is better and it's more worth it to control our anger, to rein in our anger, to put a lid on it. If you see the temperature is boiling and is getting too high, we have to stop. We need to excuse ourselves. We need to sit down. We need to find a way out. And we need to make sure, inshallah, it's not that it's wrong for us to feel bad, or to feel angry, or to feel disappointed, or to feel frustrated. But we should never act, inshallah, in an angry way. In saying that, the reminder for myself first before anybody else, this is not going to happen tomorrow. As I say with many things, the secret is it starts here. Here, if you start to have, wallahi, if we reach a level that when we are finished We feel angry and we say a word of anger, but immediately after that we recognize, we say, oh, that was not necessary. I could have kept those words to myself and saved the trouble, and later on I could have explained what I thought in a more productive and proactive manner. If you can reach the level that you start to have those thoughts, you're improving. Because believe you me, there's a lot of people who they become angry, they act in an ignorant manner while they're angry, and after the fact they don't realize what was wrong with it. Big problem, right? So inshallah, us, if we can at least recognize that we are angry and perhaps what we said was not necessary, that's step one. Step two will be, recognizing that, okay, I might be angry, I should really, consider maybe not engaging right now, maybe not speaking right now. Or if I need to speak right now, I need to think 100 times before I decide what comes out of my mouth. Inshallah, if we can be conscious of this, we can be mindful of this, the benefit in our lives, inshallah, will be huge, and we will, inshallah, live better quality life, as I said, emotionally, socially, as well as physically from a health perspective. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us all to be from those people who will enter into Jannah, who are, as Allah described, from among those who can control and restrain their anger. Jazakumullahu khairan. We'll see you guys again next week, inshallah. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.